Well, Mayor Olivia Chow is announcing updates to the L'Amoreaux Kidstown Water Park. Let's listen in.
Structure. Not this old one, but a brand new one. And even more parking. Because, you know, when you have a lot of kids, you're coming, the entire family, mom, dad, and grandparents all coming, you might need some parking. So there are even more parking spots. This redesign is made possible through the funds from the Back on Track funding we put aside in the 2024 budget. And this is part of the money that we got from uploading the Garner and the DVP, thanks to the provincial New Deal. We are fixing up parks and recreation centers, pools. And when we are investing in renewing and refreshing structure like this, we are investing in the well-being of the community. We're investing in joy and happiness for families. We are bringing people together and enjoying a beautiful environment and getting Toronto back on track. Now, since 1988, this beloved water park has been more than just a place where families and friends come to escape the heat and have fun. This is a hub of joy, community gathering spot, place for people to ride their bikes, to have a barbecue, and it's a testament to the spirit of fun and a sense of belonging. But this iconic destination is now beyond its lifespan, and I just checked the beam on that old structure. It has rotted out. So we are transforming this place for generations to come. We can't wait till next summer, 2025, when this is all done. We'll experience a big splash and waves of joy with this amazing new park. Now I'll pass it over to local councillor, Councillor Nick Mentis. He has been instrumental in making this happen and probably even more excited than I am about this project happening in his ward. Councillor?
Welcome, Mayor Chow. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Scarborough Agincourt and to Kidstown. I'm very excited about this new chapter in the story of our beloved water park. As many as you know, our water park has been a cherished destination for families and friends for decades. I have personally had very fond memories of every splash made here. However, just as the tides of change shape our world, we must evolve to ensure our water park remains at the forefront for fun for years to come. The decision to redesign our water park is driven by a simple but powerful vision to enhance and elevate the experiences of our residents while addressing the needs of modern and diverse communities. The mayor outlined all the wonderful features we will be having and enjoying next year. The redesign is more than double the size of the original park, with amazing upgrades throughout to help ensure the park meets all guidelines under the AODA and includes Indigenous placekeeping elements throughout. Many of you might not be aware, but the Kidstown is located near the site of the 14th century Huron-Wendat village known as Alexandra site, which is just above here, and was discovered in an archaeological assessment in 2000. The city has been collaborating with the Huron-Wendat First Nation to reflect the history and culture throughout the park as part of the city's reconciliation plan. Extensive public and Indigenous engagement has been taking place since 2020 to ensure the redesign represents the wants and needs of our communities. Our current park has served us well, but the time has come to refresh and reimagine it and to ensure that it continues to be a vibrant and an engaging destination that will create lasting memories for generations to come. Thank you, Mayor Chow, and I pass it back to the mayor for remarks and questions.
Do you want to do the shuffle first? And then, yeah, let's do the shuffle first, and then we'll come back and answer some other questions about whatever. Under the sun? Shuffle.
All right, you're listening live to Mayor Olivia Chow and City Councilor Nick Mantis. You can see them about to break ground, or shovel at least, some of the dirt there at this water park. This is the L'Amoreaux Kidstown Water Park out in Scarborough on Birchmount. The mayor is saying that thanks to some of the cash that was made available when she reached a deal with Premier Doug Ford, the new deal, as she called it, to upload the Gardner and the DVP to the province, that the mayor says she got some extra cash to really focus on fixing up some infrastructure here in the city and building new infrastructure as well, just like this water park. So as we watch the mayor and Councillor Mantis there preparing to kick up some dirt there where the tractor is there at that water park, we will, of course, continue to watch and listen as the mayor says she's going to be taking some questions after this photo opportunity actually concludes her. So we'll take you back live to Scarborough when those questions start rolling in. Now, where Mayor Olivia Chow is taking questions from reporters.
The weather is really warm already because of climate change, perhaps. But absolutely, when the school's out, this place, new place, splash pads, waterfall, new spiral, slides will all be open. Oh, it wasn't cheap. 21.1. The total cost of the entire project is $21.1 million. It's a substantial amount of money, but because of the uploading, we were able to save almost $2 billion. A big part of it, of course, is to TDC and state of good repair. One look at this shade, you would say, yep, state of good repair. We need to replace this park, and that's why we're here.
Scarborough is often rightfully thought of as kind of the neglected borough of the boroughs in the city. Why did the city want to put this kind of new fancy water park in this kind of northeast part of the city?
Scarborough, it's the jewel. It's the most diverse place of the city of Toronto. You noticed when I announced my 2024 budget, I did it in Scarborough. I announced the Scarborough Busway. We are funding it 100%. Okay. Scarborough, yes, have had a feeling that their amenities are older, and there are fewer community centers and swimming pools, skating rink, arenas, absolutely true, and childcare center and libraries. The buses, they need more transit options, which is why we are designing the new Eglinton LRT East serving Scarborough, right? So we are funding as many improved bus services in Scarborough as we can. And of course, community center, a place where people gathered and where families have fun and joy, that's critically important. So for me, it's especially with all the newcomers and the second generation of newcomers, they've settled in Scarborough. This is their home. This is where they cycle, where they hike, where they call that this is the sense of belonging. So we need to invest in Scarborough.
Mayor Chow, today's day also that a lot of the parking fines and other fines go up. We've been on the streets the last couple of days talking to people. Many are convinced that this is just the city trying to make money. So how do you justify to people in Toronto that this isn't just the city trying to make a cash grab?
The law is made to be obeyed. If you break the law, you pay. In the past, some of the parking fines was about the same, sometimes even lower, the parking fines, than you actually park in a parking lot. That makes no sense. It's also about saving lives. If you park on a bike lane, if some kid or young person, they're not that experienced, there's a car in front of them or dump trucks, and when they are on the bike lane, when they have to cut out, they could get killed. In fact, one did. A cyclist was killed at 24 years old. So I have no. When you are parking illegally, that may even cost a life or cause serious injury, you need to be fined. And it's $200 rather than $60. I don't apologize for that at all.
But is there going to be enough enforcement to keep vehicles out of bike lanes?
Well, of course, enforcement is a big part of it. The police service has the mandate to enforce the law. The parking authority folks, parking officer, also under the police, have been ticketing. And some of our transportation staff is also involved in making sure people obey the law. And if you don't obey the law, you have to face fines.
Last week, the chief held a news conference, the chief of police, saying that his parking enforcement officers are being subjected to more violence. The number of violent incidents on parking enforcement officers has gone up substantially in the last 4 years. Are you concerned at all that now that there's increased fines, that those officers could potentially be subject to more incidents with people who are angry about the higher rates?
I have faith the police chief and our police service will protect the residents of Toronto and its officers.
Next question. Community meeting in Etobicoke later tonight about the rise in coyote sightings and some being aggressive. Just wondering what the city's doing to prevent this.
Yes, I am at the Colonel Smith Park quite a bit. I've at different parks in Etobicoke. I have seen signs about coyotes and make sure we don't feed them. And the reason I think the community meetings is really about hearing from the local residents what are their concerns, especially if you have a pet. You know, sometimes if they are off leash, it could be a problem. So let's hear from the local residents as to what the city can do. And there are both education and what we do when we encounter one coyote. Sometimes they don't just show up with one coyote. Usually they travel in packs, but you may not see other ones. So there are lots of information about coyotes that I think we could learn. And yes, if it's a concern, the city will provide the kind of information and the enforcement that's needed to keep people safe and their pets safe.
Next question. Let me ask you, Mayor, a couple of hate-motivated incidents under investigation right now, suspected hate crimes, synagogues experiencing arson, a lot of vandalism in the area. You've talked about this. I'm wondering how concerned you are with this. It seems like there have been a lot of cases of this week. And is enough being done to fight anti-Semitism in the city?
Yeah. Fires at the synagogues are deeply disturbing. We need to stand together with the Jewish community to say no to hate, to anti-Semitism and intimidations. And no one should be targeted because of their faith. And we need to stand together. It's a city where we welcome everyone, and that it's a place where everyone feel they're secure, no matter who they are, what is their orientation, or what faith they believe in. So let us together, join together in the whole city to reject hate and reject anti-Semitism.
Yeah, Mayor Chow, on Spadina, the buses are now running. There's lots of people that we've talked to over the last couple of weeks who say it's just faster to walk or ride a bike rather than wait for public transit. I know the city's got this huge, obviously, push to try to get people onto public transit as a better way to go. Why wasn't the city better prepared for this situation and the way it's rolled out, and now having to kind of play catch up, try to fix it?
That's a good question. But like all things, like the gardener, things get old. The Spadina tracks and the streetcar tracks have been put in quite a long time ago. It needs to be upgraded. In order for it to be upgraded, We have to close the line in order to fix it and rebuild it. And that's why there's bus on the Spadina. And I think there are special events, there are many factors, and it's good that the bus has its lane right now, especially on the southern portion where all the jam ups take place. And it's the summer. If you add up the constructions, the Gardner, people trying to get into the Gardner, and then the Gardner being jammed up because we have to rebuild the Gardner, and it's part of all the southern portion of the jam up. Ultimately, the solution in congestion is build more public transit. And one of the reasons why that whole area is so jammed up is because we don't have a waterfront LRT west. We've been saying we need waterfront LRT. Now, we're asking for the one on the east, and unfortunately, the one on the west never got done. And that's why the whole western side from Union Station on is all really quite jammed up. So you're seeing the result of it. So it's not just the Spadina, it's when it's Spadina coming into the Gardner, that's when things are really compounding the problem. Thank you.
You've been listening live to Mayor Olivia Chow speaking outside of a water park there in Scarborough on Birchmount, talking about everything really from this park and the need to invest in Scarborough, she says, to the parking fines that increase as of today, to the anti-Semitic attacks and hate crimes that we've seen in this city, even the course of this week alone.